Crazy mother.
Hello everyone, how's it going? Liban Ali here. Happy E3. We're well into the swing of things, and during this E3 in particular, what I'm planning to do is just give my reactions of my thoughts. Nothing too long on every press conference that has happened. So first up, out of the gates this time has been EA with EA Play 2018. Now, EA has a history of not having some of the best press conferences in terms of hype levels, in terms of intrigue. I'd have to say this time it was a little better around, but still could have been better overall. If I'm going to start from the top with just my highlights, I would have to say two games in particular really caught my interest. That is Unravel 2 and Sea of Solitude. Now, Sea of Solitude just looked interesting from an aesthetic purpose or an aesthetic stance. It looked completely different from a lot of the games that we've seen, especially this year, come out. It's also the themes it's trying to present look very complicated. I'm not sure how they're really going to go about it. It invoked a lot of negativity, but negativity in terms of what the game is trying to give out to the player. But I do believe that they did mention that you are supposed to actually enjoy the game, so not to worry about that. The other, of course, being Unravel 2. Unravel 2 has been, of course, rumored to be in the pipeline already. The game looks great. There's a big co-op aspect to it, where you can play with a friend and you work together to actually get through the puzzles, or even if you're playing by yourself, you can still control both of the characters. But the biggest surprise was that the game was already released right there and then, done. And I like the way they put it across. They said it in a very smug way. It was like essentially, I'm just paraphrasing, like, we've got another announcement to make. So I'm happy to announce that Unravel 2 is available to download now. The game's finished, it's out there. And I was like, oh, they made it sound so casual, but that's the biggest shadow drop. In particular to that, I mean, Unravel, there is a fan base for it. I know a lot of people weren't too fond of the first game. The second game looks amazing. I encourage you guys to check out the gameplay demo especially, but those two were some of my biggest highlights. So to just go over the rest very quickly, of course, Command and Conquer, I'm not too familiar with that series. I know they were showing it on a mobile. I'm not sure if it's coming to any other platforms in particular. I know there are individuals out there, especially as I went on Twitter, that are really happy with Command and Conquer. So for you guys out there, I'm happy for you. Great. We've also got some talk, of course, of Battlefield 5. We're definitely going to get talk of that. They showed off the multiplayer, or a multiplayer trailer, and how that was going to work, one of the grand operations. They also mentioned the story mode, which oddly enough they didn't show, because apparently Xbox is going to show that in their briefing tomorrow. So that's when we're actually going to see it then. They also announced, and I knew this was coming. They also announced that they are going to be doing Battle Royale. They didn't give any specific details. They didn't show a title screen or even any concept art or any screenshots, which leads me to believe that it's not going to be available at launch, and it'll be sometime after, which in one hand works fine, and on the other hand it doesn't. On one hand, it's basically saying that you're not getting the complete game at launch with all the features. On the other hand, you're getting Battlefield 5 at launch with its features at that time, and then and then you play that for the next 3.5 months, and then boom, they throw in Battle Royale, something fresh for you to jump in. Everyone's happy. We also, of course, got trailers from their sports side. FIFA 19 putting a bigger emphasis on the UEFA Champions League. We also got a trailer for Madden as well, and NBA Live 19. So I always find it interesting when EA do something with NBA Live, because whenever I think about NBA, I always think about 2K's offering, as it's the more popular one out of the two. Apparently NBA Live has been getting better. I can't really vouch for it because I've never played it, and they're doing something similar in regards to starting from the streets and working your way up to the pros. But as they are still making it, there's a base out there, so good for you guys, still happy. They also went into the Origin Access Premier service. Essentially, it's the same as Origin, except not only do you have access to all of their back catalogue, or as many as possible, but you've also got access, or earlier access, to brand new game releases, so Battlefield 5, Madden, etc. So there'll definitely be people getting on that. If you want to get in those games pretty early, then perhaps the Origin Access Premier Pass is for you. We've also got more talk about Star Wars. First, of course, Battlefront 2 and what else they're bringing. We sort of got a apology and not apology at the same time in regards to the really rough journey Battlefront 2 has been on so far. The devs promised that the game will be much better and is being now looked after in a way that it should be reaching its full potential as they envisioned on when the game actually launched. And they also talked about the Han Solo season as well. For those that saw the current Star Wars movie featuring Han Solo, it's essentially the aesthetics featuring that. We also got a really weird announcement slash non-announcement in regards to the Respawn Star Wars game they're working on called Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. They didn't actually say any more than that. It was just randomly in the crowd. Vince Ampella was sitting there saying like, essentially, we're working on a new Star Wars. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be awesome. But no title, no screenshot, no concept art, no nothing. And I really feel that perhaps that's something they could have just left when they had more to show, instead of just dropping it very casually there. So I did find it quite odd, but it's always exciting to be getting an actual new proper Star Wars game, especially after the last EA one was actually cancelled in particular. So wrapping things up, after all of this, we of course ended with Anthem. So we got a cinematic trailer, CG based, team of pilots working together, taking down this what looked like a humongous monster. That we also got this crazy slick looking AR/VR look at the beginning of the conference itself, where it kind of just jumped out of the screen. That was really cool. We also got this kind of Q&A where some of the developers, they talked about Anthem's gameplay features, how there are different classes, you can play as every class, how doing missions or jobs work. We didn't get any look at the HUD or any of the menus or how that works. I'm assuming there's some sort of upgrade system to go along with that. There's no PvP either. I don't know, some people are really down about that, but when it comes to it, I don't feel like they were really trying to sell this as Destiny, but a completely different game to go along with that. So Anthem ended it up for EA, and that was essentially everything that EA showed at their press conference. So again, Unravel 2 looked amazing. Gameplay demo was perfect. Showed it up amazingly, and the fact that it got shadow dropped right there and then, that was brilliant. Sea of Solitude, very intrigued about this game. Very interested to hear more as time goes on. And of course, Battlefield 5 is a lock. After what they did with Battlefield 1, I'm not surprised in that case. One of the funniest things is that when they were talking about Battlefield 5, they said that, there's not going to be any loot boxes or season pass. In hindsight, which is great, I just loved how the audience applauded it, like, yeah, well done. Like, yeah, well done, EA, yeah, well done. Like, it was something that needed to be applauded. It was like, heck yeah, there shouldn't be any loot boxes or anything like that. Finally. Which I found just very interesting there. But to essentially just wrap everything up, because I feel like I'm rambling now. If I were to grade the EA press conference, I would give it a C/B-. It's a lot better than what they've done before, but I still think they've got a long way to go in regards to making their press conferences a little better overall. So that was everything with EA Play. Let me know what you guys thought of the press conferences. For those who have watched it, were you impressed by any of the announcements that were shown? Just let me know down in the comments below, or you could tweet me at the Liban Ali on Twitter. and we're more than happy to have a conversation with you, go back and forth, see what you liked. Of course, if you did enjoy the video and my thoughts on it overall, do give the video a like and do subscribe to the channel as well. I will be doing these thoughts / reactions for every conference that does come through E3, probably minus the PC gaming show, as E3 goes on, or E3 week does happen, so there'll be more videos coming out. I also, of course, do stream on Twitch 3 times a week, so do follow me on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/the Liban Ali. And of course, if you would like to, you can follow me on Instagram at @the_Liban as well. But yep, do like the video, do subscribe to the channel, do check out all the other amazing content we've got as well. Next up is the Xbox media briefing. They've been saying that it's their best media briefing to date. They say media briefing, I call it press conference. It's going to be their best one, so I can't wait to see what they have, and we'll be back again with another video very soon, giving my thoughts on it. So thank you very much everyone, do appreciate it. Have an amazing E3, and we'll be back with the next reaction and thoughts on Xbox.